What's up everybody, Crown Garage back with another video, and today's video we're working on the quad. So I'm gonna just explain to you guys how to wire up a push button start. I know a lot of quads have an issue, you know, after a while your starter solenoid goes bad. Happened to mine. So I put a new solenoid in it, and well, actually my solenoid got ripped apart because my quad has the wrong size battery in it. I went to Bundy Hill for that trip with my buddies and it fell out, ripped the solenoid in half. So I bought one from Summit for $8, put it in, still didn't fix it, still wouldn't turn over with the keys. So the ignition switch must be bad. Which is fine, you know. I wanted a push button start on it for a while. It's just a nice added bonus. It has an on-off switch, and so you have to turn the key on to use the push button anyway, because if the key's not in the on position, then it's not going to start. It'll just crank and crank. So it's just another added security feature. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing this. This is a Polaris Scrambler 500 4x4. It's a 2005, and yeah, hopefully this helps people out. There's a couple things I haven't done yet, so I'll get into that as well. Alright, so as you guys can see here, this is our push button. Now, you come down here, this is my starter solenoid I got from Summit for like $8. So basically it should come with instructions on what is what. Just basically it has a bunch of power posts on it, and I actually got it to bolt up to the factory location, which is sweet. So basically I just put all of the wires, because like I said, they're pretty much all power. Anything to this is power, and then there's one ground. So yeah, it basically ripped the solenoid out when my giant oversized battery fell out, because it doesn't fit in the tray right, and I didn't have the proper stuff to secure it. So whatever, blah blah. So I put the solenoid in. Basically what you do to wire in a push button is, as you can see, I got one wire here. It's going straight to the battery. Now I'm gonna change it because it'd just be easier this way, but a power wire goes from here, like a big gauge wire, or technically the lower the gauge, the bigger the wire. So it's probably like 4 gauge-ish. Goes from the battery to the solenoid. So I'll probably do solenoid side instead of battery side. And they say you're supposed to put like a 10 amp-ish fuse in there. You can't go overboard because it will screw things up if you put too big of a fuse in it. So I've seen from like 5 to 10, obviously 7.5 and 10, 7.5, 5. Probably gonna put a 10 in it, or a 7.5. Just for a fail-safe, you know, so nothing catches on fire from having it straight wired, because it works, but it gets super hot like the switch does. So I'm gonna put a fuse in it. So one goes to the battery, or where the battery goes to the solenoid. The other goes from your starter wire, which also goes to the starter solenoid. And so you basically, one goes to your starter power and one goes to battery power. So they come up here, and basically, like I said, if this switch is on, it'll crank, but it won't start because the key is not in the on position, but it fires right up. So now what I want to show you guys is where I'm putting it, because I think it's a pretty sweet spot. So let's get into where I'm putting it, and then you know, like I said, I hope this video is informational for you guys. All right, so right here, this is where I'm putting it. Obviously, if you know, the gas tank is right here. Like, this is the gas tank, so you have to be careful when you're drilling this hole out. What I did is, mine's missing these screws anyway, so like whatever. I basically just pulled this out like that, and as you can see, it kind of gives it some leeway. But if you drill it in the right spot, like up here, there's honestly no chance, if you're using a hole saw, for you to even hit the tank. But if you're using a step bit, which is what I was going to use, like that, you'll definitely hit the tank if you don't pull the plastics off. So obviously the plastics are terrible to get off of these scramblers, so I'm not going through all that. So now I'm gonna unscrew the wires from this. It doesn't matter where they go, it's gonna do the same thing regardless, because it's just a momentary push button switch. So let me get these wires off, and then I'll get the wires fed up through here, and then we'll get the switch in. For some reason, the nut that goes on the back of the switch I cannot find anywhere, so that sucks, but you know, at least it'll look better than just dangling there. So yeah.
Scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.